Hello and welcome back to the second episode of Bouyed for the Beta with Celtic. I'm Damien and I'll be walking you through today our double header where we'll be starting off against playing at home at Celtic Park against Hamilton. But first off, I'd just like to quickly go through the transfers that we've done between the last time you were here and now. So just having a look. The outs, you'll see, once we filter the date, just the one out, one notable out, Nitcham, who's gone to China for 7.5 million. You'll see Nitcham being, as we spoke about last episode, really strong player in the centre of midfield, but we had the opportunity, as you'll see on the ins, to actually add a better player. Gagliardini from Inter Milan signed him for £5 million. And as you can see, really good box-to-box midfielder. Definitely got the attributes to work with Scott Brown in the centre of midfield, and we'll use his ability hopefully to make sure that we stay on top of the games where we should be winning. So just having a look at the rest of the transfer business that potentially is happening, you'll see that I've put bids in for Ben Foster and Sergio Romero. While I was speaking last time that we would be pretty comfortable in with our first choice goalkeeper Barkhouse, when you see Ben Foster compared to Barkhouse, and you also see Sergio Romero compared to Barkhouse as well, you'll realise that they're both even with their age, they're both a step up. So if we can get one of them for this season, that would be absolutely fantastic. We've also put a bid in for Danny Rose, who's not wanted at Tottenham. So if we can put him against on the left-hand side, if you compare him with Laxalt, you can see, other than speed, he does with his experience here, he is a better defender, which is fantastic. So again, if we can get him, that would be absolutely awesome. And you'll see also we've put a loan deal in for Vinicius Jr. Again, another player that will just give us that lift in quality. And if we compare him to even let's say, where is he? Christie, who could play on the left. Again, he's a much better player in most areas. Christie's got a little bit on him on the attacking and vision, but he's got better speed, mentals, aerial and technical, which is what we need, that mental and technical area. Hopefully that can get us to unlock defence. He'll give us an opportunity to unlock defences, especially in Europe. So here we are. So that's what we've done so far. And just quickly looking at the tactics, I know we were speaking, what was our tactical style going to be last time? So I've put together three different styles. We've got the first one, which will be the one we're using today, the 4-4-1-1, where we hopefully can use Rogic just to get in late into the box and hammer home those goals that are cut back to the edge of the penalty area, and Edouard's still up front. Then as we move through to the 3 at the back system, so the 5-2-1-2, I feel like this will be needed in some of the European games where we're defending. We've got the 3 at the back, all really good, apart from Alanusi, obviously, has been just dropped back in there, but all 3 of our central defenders really good in the air, really good jumping reach, so should be able to, if we push teams to play on the outside, we should be hopefully pretty solid at the back. And then the last one, my favourite, the 4-2-4, which just gives us that little bit of option where we're pushing those wingers up into that final third when you compare it to the formation we're going to use today, where they're sitting a little bit deeper. So without spending any more time talking about tactics, let's get into the game. So as you can see, if you didn't see my top 5 new features video, this was one of them, just talking about the match day experience, the change, the much more polished screen before you head into the game. Looks really nice. But also you can see our team there. We're starting with Barkas, Frimpong on the right, Aya and Duffy in the middle, and Laxalt on the left-hand side, Alanusi on the right with Brown and Gagliardini in the middle with Christie on the left, Tom Rogic sitting just a little bit deeper, supporting Edouard in attack. So hopefully we should have enough for Hamilton. I'd say if we're going to do what we want to do this year domestically, let's pump our fists and go for the win, boys, then we need to make sure that we get 3 points today, especially when we're at home. This is where we need to be scoring goals and adding to that goal difference, making sure every 3 points is absolutely guaranteed. And here we are, as we get into the game, kicking off for the first time. I'm just going to change that a little bit. Let's just go to key highlights. So even just starting out the game, we are on the attack, which is good because we have decided to play in that positive mindset. We should be the stronger team here, and we should be making sure that we get goals on the board straight away. So as you can see, Brown and Gagliardini in that centre centre midfield, I should say, with Scott Brown really good at breaking up attacks, but also he can push forward if he needs to, whereas Gagliardini, we're going to use him to get forward. And look at that, speaking of him, there he is, goal. 1-0, first goal of the season, absolutely fantastic, and great to see on his debut that he's the one that gets it. And we've managed to win a penalty here. Edouard was fouled with an Alanusi cross coming across the box, and here we are, Edouard steps up to take it, and he scores 2-0. He's done exactly what he should be doing there, putting the ball away, and now this should be way too difficult for Hamilton to get back into. And we've made it to half-time, 2-0 up, exactly where we wanted to be. Alanusi plays the ball forward to Edouard, and he scores! He scores! It's 3-0 just after the break. Edouard's got 2, and we are going to 3 points. Edouard picks up the ball in the centre of the midfield. Alanusi to Rogic. Rogic scores! Keeper should have done a lot better there on his near post, but there we go. Rogic gets his first goal of the season, playing that attacking midfield position. Has really allowed him just to get close to the box as Edouard does all the work, setting up the actual attack. Alanusi, great little through ball to Rogic, and he does what he needs to do and puts it low underneath the goalkeeper. And team, we've done it. 4-0. Hamilton didn't have a chance, 14 shots to 5, 11 on target to 1, and that new feature with the XG, the expected goals, showing us at 1.93, so we were much more clinical than what the game expected with the chances we had. And great start to the season, really happy with that. Let's tell the players that they've done an absolutely fantastic job. So what we'll do now is I'll play the Kilmarnock game off camera, and we'll come back for the next home game against Aberdeen. See you soon. Here we are, we're on the day of Celtic v Aberdeen. I just want to quickly go through what happened in the last game, and what an absolute shock. I'll show you the goal now. We ended up somehow losing 1-0. 1-0 to Kilmarnock away from home, and what an absolute disaster it was. We ended up getting Ben Foster in goal. We ended up signing him for the £1 million, which was fantastic, so we put him straight into the first team, and what an absolute disaster that was, as you'll see in a minute. It was a long ball. McGowan plays an absolute long ball up. Foster comes out for it, has an absolute disaster, misses it, and it goes straight into the net. Let's get into this game. We're going to drop Ben Foster for this game as his morale isn't too good. Otherwise the team should stay basically the same. Pretty happy with the rest of the players. And the game kicks off. We're back at Celtic Park, and we're in the ascendancy. Christie with the corner. Unfortunately it gets headed out. AR picks it up. Hopefully we can do something with this. He's a good passer of the ball along with Brown. Let's see if we can get the ball into the danger area. Long ball to Rogic, heads it to Edouard, and he scores. Yes, exactly what we needed. Great start to the beginning of this game, where we just needed to get an early goal just to settle the nerves after what happened in the last match. We definitely cannot have what happened in the last match happen again. The game was well controlled, and a goalkeeping errors gifted the 3 points to the opposition. Great goal by Edouard. Here we are, Christie picks up the ball on the right hand side, drives at the Aberdeen defence. He's been tackled, but the ball is given straight back to us. Gagliardini heading it to Rogic. Brown in the centre of midfield, back to Gagliardini, back to Brown. They're playing between each other. Vinicius Jr. gets put through and he scores. Great goal, and that's what he's come here to do. His off the ball movement was absolutely fantastic. Gets the ball down on his chest, and what a finish. The Aberdeen goalkeeper had no chance. That interchange in the centre of midfield set up the goal. Vinicius Jr.'s movement was fantastic, and what a finish. Tackled, but we've won it back. Ayers won it back, just done well there. Back to Frimpong, and we're playing with the ball nicely. Brown in centre midfield is controlling the play. Another ball to Vinicius Jr. Heads it to Edouard, and a goal again. 3-0. Where were they in the last game? This is fantastic stuff. Well played. The whole move well orchestrated, starting with Brown, finishing with Edouard, and Celtic now find themselves 3-0 to the good. Great plot, great ball, great play. It's played out the back to a long ball's played out to Edouard, and he scores again. 4-0. What a ball! What a long ball! And Edouard finishes it again. That's his 5th goal of the season in just 3 games. Look at that. Gagliardini, what a ball. Edouard with his off-the-ball movement, getting behind the defence, and great finish, low and hard across the goalkeeper. Oh, and Aberdeen scored. I didn't think they would when that ball came across and from the position of where the player was taking the shot from. But Hernandez with the free kick. The Celtic defence did not deal with it properly, and it's gone into the net over Barkas, who didn't really look like he had a chance with that attempt. And we are at half-time, 4-1. It's been a really, really good game. Disappointed about conceding that goal, but we're leading the match. We've put ourselves in the driving seat in the second half, and that's all we need to do. Duffy plays the long ball forward. It's won with the Aberdeen defence, through to Watkins, and he scores. It's 4-2. What a poor way to concede a goal, with a long ball being picked off, and now all of a sudden we're only leading by the 2 goals. Vinicius Jr. picks off a loose pass from the Aberdeen defence, runs straight into the centre of the field to Christie, to Rogic, who takes the shot and scores. What a goal, and that's what Rogic has been put in that position to do, picking up the ball, and his long shot curls into the side of the net. Absolutely fantastic. 5-2. But Rogic picks it off, and he's brought down. And what a 2-footed tackle, and Ferguson's gone, he's off. And that makes their job a lot harder, if not impossible now. And that's it. Full time, 5-2. Great win. Great goals scored. Edouard with a hat-trick at an 8, and has scored an 8.6 rating. Fantastic performance from him. And we have absolutely outclassed the XG that said we were going to had the opportunity to score 1.57 goals, and we've notched 5. Great work by the entire team. Alright, and there we are. So we've ended up finishing the episode with 2 wins on the live comms. Unfortunately, a loss on the game I went and played off camera, which is quite disappointing. You think it'd be the other way around, but there we are. So for the time we'll come back, having a look at it, maybe we'll come back on the Hibernian game at the end of September, unless there's any Champions League qualifiers that look quite tasty. But I have a feeling we'll make our way through those until we get to that final round of qualifying, and then we might get drawn up against a larger team. So thank you very much for the support on the video today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow with episode 3. Goodbye for now.